Johnson. So excited to be with you. Always excited to share the news with you. And we are coming to, I always think to myself about Fanni Willis that it just can't get any worse. I mean, I keep saying this, but it does. It does. So we've got a few things we're going to cover here on the stream. I'm going to keep it all focused on Fanni Willis this morning and the case down in Georgia. I'm just waiting for my screen to pop up because I know it's gonna start. I got to hit the volume thing on it. But anyways, we now have more information that Fanni Willis lied to us. This dealing with Nathan Wade. But I'm going to address the issue of Marjorie Taylor Greene first in this stream. And as you're coming in, do me a favor, please do smash that like button. Do chat in with where you're from. Really helps to get the stream out there. And I have to mention my sponsor, of course, Midas Gold. That's MidasGoldGroup.com. Or text Lumberjack to 232-425. You can also call them at 480-360-3000. I did pin their information in the top of the chat, so you can find their information there. But they are veteran owners, not commissioned salespeople. It's where I get my silver and gold. I'm a believer in it. You do what you want to with your money, but I believe when a government's gone wackadoo like this and is printing money like ours, it's just good to have some physical assets, some real money. Even if you just buy a couple silver coins or one silver coin a month, at least you're doing something. So anyhow, let's get into the news here. So we're going to start out with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and then we're going to roll into the whole issue with Nathan Wade as we get more people on the stream. But Marjorie Taylor Greene has moved to disbar Fanni Willis. I don't know if you guys had heard this, but Marjorie Taylor Greene has filed a complaint asking for the disbarment of Fulton County District Attorney Fanni Willis over her relationship with a prosecutor she hired for her Georgia election interference case against former President Donald Trump. This out of Newsweek. On social media, Greene said she was filing the complaint to disbar Willis for her corrupt actions. You don't say, Marjorie. Willis should have been removed from her political persecution of President Trump after it was revealed she went on lavish vacations with her lover, Nathan Wade. Greene wrote in a post on X, formerly Twitter, the lover she paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. Unfit to serve. This is going to get to the key of the next issue that we're going to talk about. We were always told that Nathan was the guy. I mean, he was the only one. The Republican congressman wrote in a complaint filed with the State Bar of Georgia on Wednesday that she was requesting an investigation of Fanni Willis, her suspension, and her disbarment, Bloomberg News reported. Now, something you're going to find out about as we go through this with the Fanni Willis case, you know, people are frustrated, and I get it because of McAfee, although McAfee just opened the door yesterday to the appeals process. Now, just so you understand, that appeals process, it looks like, is going to take, from what I've read, 45 days. Their trial has already been delayed so badly. It's so far past their timeline. And now we're looking at another 45-day delay. She screwed this trial up so bad down there. Anyways, the Republican congressman, according to the outlet, Greene hit out at the judge overseeing the election interference case for not disqualifying Willis from the case and for not finding she lied on the witness stand about her relationship with Wade, the special prosecutor Willis hired. Now, again, you know, McAfee, I believe, was making some sort of a political ruling there. I covered that before on other streams, but it seemed like he was trying to have it both ways. But by allowing the appeal now with another 45-day delay, and you have to wonder, well, what's going on in Fulton County DA's office? What are they possibly going to do? What are they going to come up with next? Let me just cover one more thing. The other thing is, with what happened down there, you're going to see more complaints filed with the bar in Georgia. You're also going to see further investigations. And if the people of Georgia put enough pressure on Brian Kemp, it does not even matter that he is such an anti-Trumper. If the people of Georgia, if you were in Georgia, call Kemp's office, call your AG's office, and tell them that they need to impeach Fanni Willis Okay, this they need to, hold hearings for her removal. This is the way forward, people. I mean, they need to put that animus they have against Trump aside. And Brian Kemp will, people, if enough folks call, because he wants to run for the Senate in Georgia. So the more you do to call his office and request this, it's going to be big. So now I'm going to go on to the bigger story. Now that there's 2,128 of you on, but only 495 likes, do me a quick favor and please smash the like button and chat in with where you're from, and we'll get more people on there. So this, surprisingly, is out of USA Today, where I found this gem. Fanni Willis thrown off Trump case, ? Election fraud charges dismissed, ? A look at the key Georgia case. So I'm going to just walk you through this article, and then we're going to get to the piece. It's a little further down in here where we talk about Nathan Wade specifically. It's gonna blow your ever-loving mind. The saga of whether Fulton County District Attorney Fanni Willis will be disqualified from prosecuting Donald Trump and 14 others for allegedly trying to steal the 2020 election in Georgia is far from over. And whether the case will go to trial before the next election this November is anybody's guess. A judge ruled on Friday that Willis could keep her control of the election fraud case against the former president if Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade, with whom she had an affair, stepped down. Wade did so hours later, allowing the sweeping racketeering case to go forward. Okay, I want to state here, USA Today got it wrong. I have seen this reported in the liberal media so many times, and it's always been wrong. The judge did not order that Nathan Wade step down. What did the judge order, people? Those of you who follow this show know what the judge ordered. He did not say Nathan Wade needs to step down. What did the judge order? I want to see that in the comments so we can address that. On Monday, Trump and 7 other defendants filed an emergency appeal asking the presiding judge, Scott McAfee, to allow them to go right to the Georgia State Court of Appeals and overturn his decision instead of waiting until after the trial. Okay, exactly. Emma Girl got it right there. Either one. It was Willis or Wade. There was a choice. Wade did not have to be removed from this case. Fanni Willis could have been removed. Now, that decision on its face is rather dumb, because if there is this odor of mendacity surrounding the case, that would apply to both of them, because they were both involved in the same lie. So how can one go on with the case while the other can't? Does that make any sense to anybody out there? Yes or no in the chat? Yes or no? Does that make any sense to you that you would be saying, well, there's this odor of mendacity, and obviously the problem was with the lies that both of them told. So how does that make sense? This was a tortured ruling. Okay. An 8th defendant soon joined after. And on Wednesday, McAfee approved the emergency request. So you guys know that happened yesterday. It was all over the news. So the emergency request was approved to make the case against Willis or Wade and to actually allow that appeal to go forward right now. Okay, so that's a big ruling by McAfee. I'm glad he did that. It seems like he's almost trying to remove himself from the toughest decision. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but I think that McAfee is, I saw my friend Doug Tenaple did a stream the other day. I was getting my haircut, and I saw something pop up into my YouTube feed, and it was a picture of Judge McAfee, and it said, "The judge grows a pair." I don't know if I'd call it that, because he's still, deferring the decision on to somebody else. But nonetheless, he did make a good decision. All right. In their request asking McAfee to grant a certificate of immediate review, the lawyer said his decision did not go far enough. And it appears from the comments that I read here in the chat, you guys all got that and agreed with that. The order did not go far enough, because how can you, again, have this odor of mendacity in the case, yet one's able to stay on, the other needs to go off? All right. In fact, here's the next one. An odor of mendacity remains on the case. McAfee found that the defendants failed to meet their burden of proving that Willis created an actual conflict of interest through a personal relationship and recurring travels with the lead prosecutor. People, I am going to blow that apart here in just a minute. You just hold on. He couldn't prove there's a conflict of interest. Don't worry, because we were told Nathan was the only one. However, an odor of mendacity remains, McAfee wrote, saying Willis and Wade had severely damaged their credibility while on the witness stand. No shice, Sherlock. Okay. Do me a favor, smash that like if you would. Keep chatting it up. Really helps get the stream out. All right. As a result, he said, reasonable questions. Reasonable questions. I mean, people, reasonable questions are reasonable. Anyways, remain over whether they had testified untruthfully about the timing of their relationships. Okay, honestly, what more did you need to prove that the relationship had started? I mean, he had talked with, and I just keep thinking about Terrence Bradley getting attacked on the witness stand do you guys all remember this? I mean, it's so wild because we're in this 24/7 news cycle and stuff's coming out so fast. But do y'all remember when Terrence Bradley got scared on the witness stand because they started accusing him of sexual assault and they were going to go after him for that? If he dared open his mouth about the timing of Fanni and Nathan's relationship? I mean, somebody got to Terrence. I mean, there's no way. I mean, I'm not big on like, oh, everybody's paid off or everybody's gotten to everybody. Something happened there. I'm telling you, because that was wild. Okay. So what happens next? Legal experts disagree about whether Willis will manage to bring the case to trial anytime soon, especially now that Trump's appeal will go before the higher court. Again, it's not going to trial anytime soon because we have another 45-day delay as a result of this. Historic decisions ahead in Trump election case. But one thing they agree on is that McAfee's decision and whether it's upheld on appeal are not merely procedural questions. There are two $50 million questions right now on which arguably the history of the world depends, Clark Cunningham, a professor of law and ethics at Georgia State University College of Law, told USA Today. And that's whether or not there's a televised trial of Donald Trump in Fulton County before the election could affect the election result. And what happens right now could very much affect the question of whether we have a Trump trial before the election. So that's why these seemingly procedural matters are, I think, of potentially historic importance. People, these are of huge importance. Huge. Okay? We are literally seeing this trial continually get delayed beyond the election. So even if they can pull a sham trial together, even if they could get the jury, it's not going to happen before the election, which is what they needed to have happen. And Jack Smith's getting pounded by Eileen Cannon down in Florida. People, keep the faith because I am telling you, this is turning out reasonably well right now. It may actually be better that Fanni Willis got left on the case. Okay? It may, because if somebody else had taken it over, they would take the information and maybe it would actually be somebody who was competent, who could bring a case before the election. We're not dealing with freaking competence down there in Fulton County right now, people, with Fanni Willis. I mean, actually, do you know what? It's like I did this video yesterday, a live, when I got out of my haircut, and a lot of you saw that. But remember, I talked to a liberal lady. She had wanted Bernie Sanders to win, okay? She had voted for Sanders in the primary. She ended up voting for Hillary Clinton. Then she voted for Joe Biden. And guess who she's voting for now? Guess who she's voting for now? Donald J. Trump. And she said her number one concern is getting rid of Joe Biden. And my kids, as I was talking with my kids about this, they said something. They said, it's like Joe Biden's doing the campaigning for Donald Trump. And I said, I know. In fact, what Trump needs to do is just somehow find a way to get Joe Biden on TV more. And he doesn't need to say anything. It's freaking nuts. So, but here's the thing. This is what's happening with Fanni Willis. Trump's greatest defense down there is Fanni Willis. It's not even him mounting a defense. It's just Fanni Willis being Fanni Willis, her incompetence, just like Joe Biden is helping him at the federal level on election. These people they suck so bad. Remember when we saw the luggage thief, right? You guys remember the picture of the luggage thief? And then we got Richard Levine or April Levine, whatever, the Health and Human Services. Then we've got that other admiral. And you just keep, and then, what's her name? Cree Jean-Pierre. None of these people are like none of them are like normal. I mean, meaning that they just go to work and they have a husband or a wife and a family. None of this stuff is normal. Okay. So it's crazy, but these people, Fanni Willis may be our best asset. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Yes or no? Fanni Willis right now is seriously an asset to winning the election. Okay. Uh, Under Georgia law, McAfee himself needed to approve the defendant's emergency request to seek a review by the state appellate court. So just understand that this was an emergency request that McAfee had to review and approve, and he did. Again, I think he's just trying to push the decision off onto somebody else. According to Cunningham, Trump and the other defendants now have 10 days to ask the higher court to permit the appeal. Okay. The appeals court would have 45 days to decide whether to hear. Oh, that was the thing. See, I screwed that up earlier. Trump and the other defendants have 10 days to ask the higher court to permit the appeal. The appeals court would then have 45 days to decide whether to hear it. So theoretically, the process could last 65 days before we even know whether there's going to be a discretionary appeal. Cunningham told USA Today. Or it could happen more quickly, of course. But we are literally looking 2 months from now before the appeal's even heard, which throws the rest of it in doubt, even though McAfee says, well, I'll allow certain aspects of it to go forward. It doesn't matter, okay? 65 days out. Do you guys see how awesome this is? Do you possibly see how awesome this is? Smash the like if you would, please. This is great news. It really is. What's the status of the case against Trump in the meantime? So, again, I'm getting to the Nathan Wade part, but all of this is important to get to that piece, okay? For now, the case remains intact, although more narrowly focused because McAfee, a Fulton County Superior Court judge, dismissed 6 charges last week in a move unrelated to his decision over whether to disqualify Fanni Willis. Now, I want you to think about that because that decision was released before the decision on disqualification. Was that the day before or 2 days before? I can't remember. But basically, McAfee gets rid of 6 of the charges, including the phone call. Just remember that, because that's a big one to remember. The phone call with Raffensvegan, which the whole case was hinging upon, it's gone. 6 of the charges are gone. So now what you've got is Missouri Dave is watching at 2 times speed trying to catch up. So now what you have is a situation where this case is continually being delayed and the charges aren't even there anymore. I'm telling you, the liberal press is so pissed off at Fanni Willis right now. Did you ever watch the ladies on The View get freaked out over this? It's wild. Anyways, so I'm not going to read that. They obviously, all these people were charged with, Rudy Giuliani, Mark Meadows, they go on. But Michael Roman, they went after Michael Roman, the lead opposition researcher in Washington, D.C. That's the funniest part about this. For those who don't know, Michael Roman is one of the top Oppo researchers in D.C., and they went after him in this sweeping indictment. And he was the guy who first disclosed Willis's romantic relationship with Wade in that motion on January 8th. They went after the wrong guy. So far, no trial date has been set, but Willis made it clear in recent months that she wanted to get one on the judicial calendar so she could ramp up pretrial preparation. They don't even have a jury, and it takes over a year to select a jury in a RICO case. Did you guys see yesterday, by the way? I just want you to know, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said in a hearing in the United States Congress that RICO is not a crime. Did anybody see that clip out there, yes or no? She literally said RICO isn't a crime because she's trying to defend Joe Biden against Tony Bobulinski in the hearing. And she's like, RICO isn't a crime. Well, what the hell are they taking it to Donald Trump from? They say things that totally dismantle their arguments in another area. Just like it blows my mind. Hey, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Be great to have you on board. We got a fun group over here. You'll see the comments. It's a great group of folks. And please smash that like. Oh, and check out my sponsor, Midas Gold, MidasGoldGroup.com, or text Lumberjack to 232425. Get yourself some gold and silver. Call them at 480-360-3000. Veteran owners, not commissioned salespeople. All right. So she hasn't commented on her plans since Friday's ruling, and spokesman had no comment on how Willis will respond to the emergency appeal seeking her ouster. This is what's so funny about this. See, even Fanni realizes the woman who wants to go off on the witness stand is realizing that every time she opens her mouth, she ruins her freaking case. Okay, will Trump's appeal of Willis being allowed to stay on the case be heard? Cunningham accurately predicted that McAfee would approve the emergency appeal going forward. McAfee, this is a quote from Cunningham, McAfee is sort of the epitome of judiciousness. He's very objective. He's very patient. He seems almost modest as a judge. And I think he might say, look, I shouldn't stand in the way of Trump getting a second opinion on this question, Cunningham said. But Cunningham is less convinced the Court of Appeals will take the case, given what he says is its history of deferring to the judgment of the trial judge. Now, that's interesting. So they're predicting, well, they're not going to take the case. Yeah, but it's still a 65-day delay. I mean, this is just epic. Either way, he said, whoever loses almost certainly will appeal to the Georgia Supreme Court, making it even less likely that Trump and others will sit before a jury before Election Day on November 5th. So do you guys get this? Everything is going to be appealed. Everything is going to be appealed. So now they've got the 65-day delay, and then say it goes either way. Well, then it gets appealed again and gets placed further back on the calendar. If McAfee rejects the new request, the defendants have no recourse and the prosecution will move forward. Chris Timmons, a former prosecutor in neighboring Cobb County in Cunningham. So the question, folks, is on hold. Willis and the DA's office haven't commented on what behind-the-scenes trial preparation they've been making over the past 10 weeks while fighting the motion to dismiss, but it's likely that much of it has been deferred. Of course it's been deferred. Usually that involves preparing witnesses and fine-tuning legal strategy. So they have not even been able to even work on the witnesses, fine-tuning the strategy that they're going to bring before a jury they haven't even selected. Do you guys understand how glorious this is? I seriously, I want you to, don't worry, I'm getting to the Nathan Wade part. But all of this builds to this one thing, which is awesome. But do you guys get how beautiful this is? Yes or no? I mean, do you see that this is, their whole case is gone? All because of Fanni Willis? That's especially necessary with such a complicated, that's especially necessary with such a complicated prosecution such as this one, in which Willis plans to use the RICO statute against Trump. If the appeal of McAfee's ruling goes forward, and any appeal by the losing side could easily stall trial preparations for many more months. But as part of this ruling Wednesday, McAfee said that unless directed otherwise by the appellate court, he would allow some aspects to move forward, but not all aspects. So I want you to think about this. Say you're working on your house, all right? And you guys have all done this. And oftentimes it is easier to just build new than it is to go through an extensive remodel. And why is that? Because, well, when you build new, you just pick the sticks, you have a plan, and it goes forward. When you're doing major remodels, you have to find out what lies behind the walls. And then if that gets delayed, like say you're going through this big remodel and it takes you 3 years, a lot of that time is just eaten up on going back and figuring out where you were in the process, right? Well, that's what's going on here with these legal issues. They go back and they have to then re-coach people and remind people and all of that. So it's so disjointed that it makes everything take longer. Okay? Please do smash that like if you would. Keep chatting in. Further complicating this. Further complicating the matters is that defense lawyers, led by Stephen Sadow for Trump in the appeal, aren't just seeking to oust Willis and her office because of alleged professional conflict of interest stemming from the relationship with Wade. They are also claiming forensic misconduct, which Cunningham describes as making improper and potentially prejudicial statements. In the filing, Sadow cites a sermon-like speech Willis gave at a historically black church in Atlanta January 14th, in which she complained that she and Wade were being attacked on the basis of their race. It is on file that such a woman would be of such impeccable character would be impugned. And they would go after such a fine black man as Nathan Wade. They have a problem with black people. It's just... These people are pathetic, okay? I'm sorry, they are so pathetic. All right. In his decision, McAfee said Willis' speech was legally improper, but denied the defendant's request for her to be disqualified on the basis of it because Georgia law was unclear. Of course, it was legally improper. That prompted Sadow, in a statement speaking for all 8 appealing defendants, to argue the lack of clarity or precedent under Georgia law was another reason why McAfee's order is right for pretrial appellate review. So here's the question, people. Now listen to this. This is where it gets good, because we were told this song and dance before. Quickly smash that like. This is the part I really want people to hear, and I'll get a bunch more people on the stream. We were told that Nathan Wade was the only option. Do you guys all remember this? The press ran this story. Look, I mean, she looked for these other people who were more experienced, but they couldn't find anybody. They couldn't find anybody. Nathan was her only option. This is like zero experience Hunter getting paid the money he got paid. Nathan Wade getting $738,000, who's never filed a RICO case ever. Listen to this. Who will take over for Wade in overseeing the case? Willis has a large staff of prosecutors, including some very experienced trial litigators, Timmons said. He singled out Michael Scott Carlson, the executive district attorney in charge of the Major Crimes Division. She has also used 2 prominent Georgia attorneys on the case who are well-versed in complex prosecutions, Anna Cross and John Floyd. Cross was one of a handful of lawyers who argued the case against disqualifying Willis before Judge McAfee. Did you guys catch what I just read? Willis has a large staff of prosecutors, some very experienced trial litigators, and 2 prominent Georgia attorneys on the case who are well-versed in complex prosecutions. But instead, she goes after Nathan Wade. We were told that Nathan Wade was hired as a last line of defense. Weren't we? Do you guys all remember this? We were told she couldn't get anybody else. Now, I imagine she talked to some of these other attorneys and they were like, Fanni, you don't have a case. Yeah, this isn't going to go well. And Fanni, being the person that she is, was not able to listen to that. But now think about this. Floyd, listen to this, who Willis hired as a special prosecutor, just like Wade and Cross, is a renowned expert in using RICO to go after broad conspiracies like the one alleged in the election fraud case. When Willis was a line prosecutor before becoming DA, she used Floyd to help her win a career-defining RICO case against dozens of Atlanta public school educators accused in a cheating scandal. So here she's got this guy, his last name is Floyd, okay? This lawyer, John Floyd's his name, who has processed RICO crimes. But we were told Nathan was her only option. Nathan Wade was her only option. And here she is sitting on these people who have experience in complex prosecutions. And instead, she utilizes the guy. People, if you missed the video I did on Nathan Wade, look back. It's on the Fanni Willis playlist, the one that says, "We got him." And look at the old video I dug up on Nathan Wade, who was tasked with investigating for the sheriff's department abuses at the Fulton County Jail. And he did not even keep any records. He trashed them all. and told the investigative reporter that his work product was his brainchild. It was all up here in his brain. Good to see 6,356 of you on. 2,833 likes. I'm going to make a simple appeal. Please smash that like button and you will see more people jump on this stream. And thanks so much for joining me. And if you're new, please do subscribe. I've got a great group of people over here. So she has all these people who are experienced in this stuff. And instead, she gives $738,000 to zero experienced Nathan Wade. Now, let me ask a question to the chat and just answer this really quickly. Does this make any sense to you? Do you see that there's not just an appearance of impropriety, but that if she had these options and she ends up instead paying Nathan Wade $738,000, do you see that that's beyond the appearance of impropriety? That does not make any sense? Like if you looked at this as just a standard person, you would look at this and say, that makes no sense. So she lied. She lied. This is another lie of Fanni Willis's that we just caught her in, okay? That the mainstream media ran cover for her, okay? If Trump and other defendants managed to overturn McAfee's decision, the underlying case could be thrown out entirely or given to another DA's office in the state to start from scratch, Cunningham said. Even if Willis prevails, she faces the daunting task of navigating the complex legal terrain surrounding Trump's alleged election interference while also dealing with accusations of impropriety. She is likely to face a flurry of motions questioning her leadership of the case, too, as it proceeds to trial, as well as a variety of other legal challenges. So this does not end for her, even with the appeal. This is open like Pandora's box. There's going to be more filings with the Board of Ethics, the Georgia State Bar, so on. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene already did that. If you just jumped on the stream, Marjorie Taylor Greene has filed a complaint with the Georgia State Bar. Other defendants include former Justice Department lawyer Jeffrey Clark, former state senator and former state Republican chairman David Schaefer, and others in Georgia charged with intimidating election workers or working to illegally alter votes from Biden to Trump. All have pleaded not guilty. 4 others have pleaded guilty and are cooperating in the case, including Jenna Crybaby Ellis. Sorry, I got to do it. I'm doing it. Jenna Ellis. She's got to feel so stupid right now as she sees this whole case falling apart. Because do you guys remember when Jenna made her plea deal? Stands before the court. If I'd only known that, what I know now. You know, I used to kind of defend Jenna Ellis. I did. I thought she was just, you know, honestly, I thought, I don't simply just throw people under the bus that quickly. But when I saw that, I couldn't take it. I mean, honestly, I get that she was scared. You know, I get all of that. But she shouldn't have been in this game then. I mean, and then, of course, the state of Colorado went through the process of removing her license, her law license. And she thinks she can play patty cake and make nice with these people. She thinks, oh, I can do this confession and not fight this bogus charge because I'm so worried about larger charges, and then they're going to treat you right. They don't treat you right. These people are absolutely horrendous. And I saw somebody just mention Wade's wife. Let us not forget that Fanni Willis used her office, her powerful position, to go after Nathan Wade's wife, Jocelyn Wade. You guys all remember that? And furthermore, Nathan Wade, the appearance of impropriety, then he hid all of his funds. He did all this crazy nonsense to hide everything from his wife. And now all of that's been discovered in this process too. So Nathan Wade is in serious trouble just in that aspect alone. And then we talk about appearance of impropriety. I get that McAfee's trying to seem judicious and whatnot, and, you know, whatever. He did allow so much to go forward that I'm grateful for, but Honestly, people, honestly. Oh, gosh. By the way, something else that you guys need to know about, and I'm just going to deliver this as an add-on. This is a bonus free for you in this stream. Patrick Byrne tweeted this out. You guys know I had Mike Lindell on the show. We were the first, actually. Mike Lindell, we broke that on this show about the March 15th filing that he was doing at SCOTUS because he had just gotten clearance from his attorneys to talk about it the day we had him on the show. And so we were able to break that. But here's what this all included, people. Kari Lake's case against machines in 2024 was dismissed by federal court in Arizona on the grounds that it was too speculative. The Ninth Circuit upheld that absurd decision on appeal. This is Patrick Byrne's words. Last week, Kari Lake and Kurt Olson filed at SCOTUS an appeal. Now, that is funded by Mike Lindell. So, by the way, go support Mike Lindell using my promo code Lumberjack. So, mypillow.com, promo code Lumberjack. We do get the biggest deals of any influencers out there right now. You can get the percale sheets for $39.98. The free shipping is still on. Best deals you will get anywhere. As big as the deals as Steve Bannon's audience gets, okay? Because you guys have done so much for Mike Lindell. So thank you for that. You guys can applaud each other in the chat. Just give each other a hand clap. I should give you the 800 number. I'll get that for you real quick. It is 800-568-2865. The nice thing is if you do call into the 800 number, you can tell them some of your preferences and they'll help guide you through the process of getting the right pillow if you're getting a pillow and so on. All right. Last night, people, so this just happened last night. This is breaking. They filed the appendix with stunning new evidence. Here are some of the key points. Maricopa County's election software used in 2020 and 2022. Elections have been altered with respect to the machine behavior settings that govern how ballots are read and tabulated. The EAC never approved the altered software, and Maricopa's many previous representations that this election software is EA certified, including to the Arizona Senate, are false. So they weren't certified. This is the thing. I mean, this is new evidence. They're just admitting this to the Supreme Court right now. So again, just give a hand clap in the chat. For Mike Lindell, for you, for each other, and smash that like if you would, please. And if you're new, please subscribe. Knowingly modifying software without approval certificate pursuant to 16442 is a felony. It's a felony, people, under Arizona law. See 16-1004B. Dominion's operative contract with Maricopa states data generated by the Democracy Suite platform, including results reporting, is protected by the deployment of FIPS-approved symmetric AES encryption. Okay? But Dominion placed the master cryptographic keys in plain text and unprotected on the election database except for Windows login, which are easily bypassed. Leaving these highly sensitive cryptographic keys in this state violates all cybersecurity protocols and allows a malicious actor to take control of the machine and change results without detection. If you want the full story on this, I did a video, and I'm going to show you because this would be good for you to go check out. I believe it was on a live stream. No. I did that actually as a video. Here, I'll show you. If you guys want to see all about this filing at SCOTUS, you need to go check this out. There's a thumbnail with Kari Lake and Mike Lindell on it. I thought I did. Didn't I do that? No, I did that as a live, didn't I? You guys keep chatting. I'm going to find. Oh, here it is. There it is. This one right here. Okay. So go watch this video if you want to find out what that's all about. It's not over. Gotcha with Katie Hobbs and Mike Lindell's face on there. And you can find out more about this directly from Kurt Olson, Mike Lindell's, Kari Lake's attorney, but Mike Lindell is funding that lawsuit. Every time you buy products from Mike Lindell, every time you go to lindellplan.com and donate, you are funding these efforts. So, and again, if you buy the product, you get to support the show, support Mike Lindell, and save big money. It's a triple dip, folks. It's beautiful. Okay, back to this whole thing by Patrick Byrne. As Mr. Cotton stated in his declaration, it's like a bank having the most secure vault in the world, touting how secure it is to the public, and then taping the combination in large font type on the wall next to the vault door. Given all of these findings, none of this can be trusted in 2024. And with what just took place in New Hampshire, and I'm going to have to go get a hold of those guys again because I didn't get the picture yet from them. But there's a big story out of New Hampshire. And they screwed up again in Windham, New Hampshire. But as a result of this, because people, this is kind of wild, you could actually see there is the potential of completely hand counting paper ballots in the state of New Hampshire this year because of what's going on there right now. I'm just telling you, I've been talking to my sources on the ground. This is a big deal. We could literally see the state of New Hampshire not allowed to use the machines this year. Stay posted. I'll keep you posted, but stay tuned because it's pretty wild. So that's another big thing going on out there right now. So I love you folks. You actually, you do. You constantly give me hope. I mean, when I see the comments and I go like, wow, some of these people actually get it. Some of the comments are depressing. Not from the liberals. I just expect liberals to act like liberals. The comments that are depressing to me are the people who are like, oh, why would you even vote? You know, why would you do this? Why would you do that? They just whine. Oh, why, Neil? We're already lost. The people who are not in the fight will always feel like they're losing as they observe on the sidelines as the deep state apparatus works. Okay? But that doesn't mean that they just have a clear path. They have a clear path if we give them the clear path. But we don't need to give them that clear path. You need to get out there and drag everybody you can to the polls. Guys, I should have shared. I have to go find it now. Here, I'm going to find this for you. You guys just hold on. I was just about to end this, but I'm going to give you a bonus. I know where to find this. I'm going to do this ghetto. I'm going to hold the computer up. But my friend Heather, who actually lives out in New Hampshire, I got to do that Planet Fitness story today. That Planet Fitness story is hot, but I'm going to get this for you. Here it is. Okay. So this is just a 1-minute video, people. I'm going to blow this up big. Okay. I'm going to, hold on. I got to go back here. Okay. And I got to pause this. Okay. That's paused. Don't worry. This is worth waiting for. Okay. I just thought of this. So this is a lady being interviewed. And listen to what she has to say.
Because the first election I voted in was Trump's. I've never voted in a midterm. I've never voted.
What?
I have never voted in a midterm election. Ever.
Right.
Say that
I've
again.
never voted in a primary. Ever.
Tell us that again.
Oh my gosh.
Right, so
I
what we
have-
see here is someone voted in your name
Yep.
for a midterm primary, and then we've got 1, 2, 3 presidential elections. You're saying you did not vote in.
I can tell you,
And then-
and I can tell you, I'm a bad patriot. The first time I got involved in politics with President Trump, that's my first presidential election. I have never voted in a midterm. I have never voted in another presidential election. This is all a lie.
So you have-
I am so upset.
So we're looking at 2 presidential votes.
Did you guys catch that? Did you guys catch what happened there? So this lady is telling you that she never voted, but they've got her vote logged. So, do you know why it's so important that you get out and vote? So that it's you voting. Okay? So, the way this deal works, real talk here. The way this deal works is you look at infrequent voters, and if you need to fill in ballots, you have to find somebody who most likely didn't vote. Okay? And then you vote for them. Now, if you have mail-in ballots, you can see how this would be a possibility. You know, go grab it out of their mailbox, whatever. So, I'll repost this on my X link right now. Okay, so here, I'm going to undo the repost, and now I'm going to repost it so it's the last one. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to do a repost. Repost. Okay, so it should come up. So if you go to my X handle, you can get that. All right. It is just at Neil E. Johnson, NEILEJOHNSON. Okay, you go over there, and I just reposted that. So let me just double check my profile. I've got a pinned interview with Mike Lindell there. There it is. So you go to my X profile right now, and it's pinned right there. If you want that, somebody said clip it. There it is. It's clipped right. True the Vote shared that, and then Heather Mullins reposted it. So you have got to go out and vote. You have got to bring everybody you can to the polls. Okay? Let's not be whiners. Let's not talk about how all is lost, we can't win, all that kind of crap. Okay? Crap. So, anyways, that's the deal. But I really hope that you guys get what I'm trying to tell you, especially those that, I understand, people getting all in despair and all that when they see what's going on. But that was a woman in Illinois, by the way. So that happened in Illinois. I just hope you're getting it. I saw somebody say, oh, somebody super chatted me. Look at that. The first super chat of the stream, it comes way at the end of it. Here, I got to acknowledge that. Don't leave any hanging chads. Thanks, Dean Graham. Thanks for that. Anyways, it's beautiful. I got a super chat here. Thank you very much. We can't give in to despair at this point. There's way too much on the line. Okay? Oh, God help us all. If we don't win 2024, people, I just don't. Look at another super chat. But if we don't win 2024, I think this is over. Democrats want us to have the loser attitude. This from Charles W. Jansen II. Democrats want us to have the loser attitude. I'm going to heart that thing. I like it already. That we've already lost, discouraging us to vote. Disappoint them by voting. Thank you, Charles. Exactly. We have got to stay in this fight. Like Lisa says, too big to rig. Man, my voice this morning, I'm coming out with just goofiest things. So, you're going to have to fight. Fight like hell, as Trump said. Remember how they tried to get him for that? Oh, gosh. Anyways, if we don't, God, I really just hope that you guys get what I'm saying. Do you guys get what I'm saying here? Is it even hard to put into words? I have a bat in the cave? Where? A bat in the cave is a booger, folks. I don't see my bat in the cave. No bat in the cave. You guys see a bat in the cave? No. Anyways. I am so not mainstream news. Anyways, I saw somebody talk about getting a couple of sets of sheets. Again, those sheets are the Percale sheets. Now, I get the Giza sheets, but the Percale sheets from Mike Lindell, mypillow.com, promo code Lumberjack, or just call them at 800-568-2865. $39.98 for the Percale sheets. I believe the Gizas are $59.98 for a king set. These are king sets. Okay. So I've got the Giza flannel and the Giza regular. I like the Giza flannel most in the winter, and then the others. So, and check out my other sponsor, Midas Gold Group. MidasGoldGroup.com. Text Lumberjack to 232425 or call them at 480-360-3000. Do you get free silver with qualifying order if you mention me, and you also get to buy from veteran owners, not commissioned salespeople. All right. We can bring this to an end. Thank you for joining me. I love y'all. Keep fighting the good fight. Peace out.